One. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are we all? We're out on our veranda. This time, unlike Sunday, we've turned things around. So instead of seeing our kitchen window behind us, which was conveniently, did you notice that?
Reflecting the view.
Reflecting the view that our veranda looks at. I didn't realise it until afterwards when I had a look at it.
Yeah.
But we thought, let's flip it around and let's have the view behind us. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it just is.
One of those days where you can't see the view.
It's a bit rainy, which is lovely. We really like it because it's cooled things down. The weather's really nice. It was great to go for a morning walk this morning in the cooler weather. But before we start, I wanted to acknowledge we are on Yugambeh country, Jingeri, Jingi Wali Walu. That means g'day, how are you in Yugambeh language.
And if the rain wasn't in the way, we would be looking at a mountain that we've been looking at for 17 years now.
Since we moved here, yeah.
The locals call it Flinders Peak, but actually it's actually called Bungaraba.
Bungurapa, that's how I think it is.
Bungurapa.
But we have yet to hear somebody actually saying it
so
to check the pronunciation.
That could be wrong.
But that's the local Yuggarapu people's name for Flinders Peak, so-called Flinders Peak.
And it's actually historically a sacred place.
It's a sacred place, actually,
so
yeah.
One of these days we'll actually have the camera pointed at the view and you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, you might be able to see it. It's
All right.
just there.
So this is a song that I wrote towards I suppose reconciliation and all that sort of stuff, and recognising that Terranalius was a big lie, and that we are all living here on country.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Living on country, living on country. Driving down the highway to Long Reach.
We could be working at a desk in a high rise,
or sleeping on a riverbank at low tide. Don't matter if we travel in the outback. Don't matter if we visit in the city. One thing it's true to say, we're all living on country, living on country, living on country. In the middle of the traffic,
or out of college running out to make the world tick.
Don't matter if we're dedicated bushes or in a shopping mall headed for the movies. One thing it's true to say, we're all living on country, living on country, living on country, living on country, living on country. And no matter where we stand in this great big land, we're all living on country. I love this land and all of the people, love the trees and the golden sands, love the plants and the amazing animals, love to remember where it all began. I wanna honor all around me that is sacred. I wanna join a 60,000-year-old song. I wanna be a part of the solution for everything that's ever gone wrong. Don't matter On Country.
Brand new song from Mr. J. Turner here. We haven't recorded this yet.
No, so that's sort of a world premiere, really.
Hello to Erica. Hi, Erica.
Morning, Erica.
Erica says, love your singing and entertaining. Thank you so much, Erica. We love you being here with us. So the main purpose of this Cuppa and chat is because we're launching our new single, Millard Pop-Top 74. Again, which I've forgotten to bring the copy that I had up to be with us.
Do you want me to go and get it? I'll go and get it. Oh,
I went and got it last time. I
We
keep
are
forgetting
so-
to go and get a copy of the new CD. Hello to Jen Furlong. Hi. Hope you're traveling well. So the new CD is called Millard Pop-Top 74, if you haven't heard yet. And the reason it's called that is because we owned an old wind-up camper for about 11 years. Nearly 2 years ago, we sold that thing. It had given us 11 years of quite a lot of trauma, and Jen Furlong and her husband Pete know all about it because they helped us out of quite a few scrapes with the thing. We had there's so many stories to tell about that camper. We can't tell all of them in the song. We've got like a few of them in the song. But there is a song about it now because once we'd sold it, we could finally process what we went through, the trauma, and have a laugh about it and put this song together, which documents some of the pain of the journey. And now we've got
actually write a book.
We could write a book about this camper, but it was, yeah, it required us to basically replace and rebuild the whole damn thing, as the song says. And there's a lovely drawing of it here by Mackie Ferguson. We talked a bit about that at our last time. We can't flip the screen on live streams on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, it's decided not to allow us to do
So
that.
yeah, unfortunately the writing is back to front, but it does say Mundy-Turner, Millard Pop-Top 74. We're not going to sing the song again, are we?
No.
No, we did it last
Did
Sunday.
that last
We did it
time.
on
They were a
Sunday.
bit boring.
So you need to go and stream it, download it from your favorite platform, and you need to share it with a friend. We really need your help to spread the word on this new single release.
And it's very possible that it's soon to be available on Blue Shamrock Music. And Blue Shamrock Music is a distributor who pays us far more than any of the other platforms do for our music. So we'll be talking about that a little bit more. We're going to be getting into negotiations with Stephen at Blue Shamrock Music just a little bit later today. But basically,
Very exciting.
It's very exciting, and we're looking forward to a collaboration with them.
And a collaboration with a motorcycle.
The motorcycle.
Motorcycle's going past. Hey, Jen's saying hello, darling, from our veranda to yours. Oh, you're out on your
Hey.
veranda. Verandas.
We've been on that veranda
We
a
love
good few
verandas.
times. We love your veranda.
And hello to Joe Boyle. Hello, Joe. Good to have you back again. You were there on Sunday at our Sunday live stream. Here we are on our Wednesday morning one. Wednesday morning. We're still waking up, really. We did go for a walk early this morning, but I still feel like I'm waking up. We're running a competition. So to win a copy of this beautiful CD, it's absolutely
Limited
adorable.
edition.
Limited edition with the wonderful drawings by Mackie. To win a copy, you need to tell us your best, worst camping disaster story. You've got to have a camping. Every Australian surely has been camping at least once in their life and has some sort of story of something that goes wrong when you're on camp. They're the best stories.
Yeah,
Like,
they are.
There's no, like, when everything goes right on camp, people say, so how was your camp? And you go, yeah, good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, it was good.
disasters are
No
always
story.
great for stories.
We
So
love
the
stories.
competition is the one that we feel is the
best.
best or worst out of the stories. We'll win a copy of that. And having had so many disasters ourselves, we feel we're well placed
To judge
able
the
to judge
best, worst story.
this particular situation. So
So
let me
we-
put my
we-
glasses
we
on
read
because I
out
can't
one-
read anything without them now.
Oh yeah, where are my glasses? I've made the stories into like 16 point so that we can read them
I
without
think you'd have to make
glasses.
it into like 36 point for me to be able to read it without
I can read
glasses.
it. I can read it without my reading
Oh,
glasses.
good for
'cause
you.
I only need one level 1 of magnification for reading at the moment. That's only happened in the last 2 years that I've needed to do that. But we read 2 stories on Sunday, one from Cath and one from Cara. both fantastic.
Great stories.
And they
great
both
stories.
feature rain. So a lot of these
and
stories
one of them
have rain.
poo, which is always a good addition.
Rain, poo, exploding fridges, food, drinks exploding.
We have one from Neil Strode who says,
Strode.
disaster struck during a trip to Diamantina National Park in outback Queensland when I had the Goldstream wind-up camper. The track to the campsite was deeply rutted and the wiring to the Goldstream got ripped out, so no brakes or lights would work. I went back to Boulia and was able to buy a new connector, which I fitted successfully, but whew.
Phew, Neil.
Yeah.
No brakes or lights.
Yeah.
We actually
On the camper.
discovered something similar with because we've got a replacement for our Millard now. We've got a 2007 Jayco Flamingo.
Modern.
It's very modern compared to the 74 one. But we actually discovered with the help of Peter Furlong
That it has brakes.
that it has brakes on it and that they weren't working.
Yeah. So we've been towing it for a
nearly
year.
2 years.
Nearly 2 years, and without any brakes working.
We
on
took
it. They
it
work
all-
now. They work better than the brakes on the Prado. That's
So
towing
all
it.
that was stopping it was the Prado brakes that was towing
Yeah.
the camper.
Yeah.
The brakes on the actual
And I-
camper weren't being activated, even though the lights were coming on.
Yeah.
We checked it. The lights were showing the
But there was
brakes.
actually no power
No
going to the
power
electric
going
brake.
to the electric brakes.
So I just thought, well, you know, this is the price you pay for having a ton and a half of trailer on the back. You just have to brake much more early. But now I realise that we could have been braking a lot more simply
have
and a
been
lot more efficiently.
assistance.
But anyway, we're doing it now.
So we know what
Pete went and fixed it for me.
what that felt like. Yeah, thank you, Pete. You're the best.
The rescuer.
And we also now have Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa.
Morning,
Alyssa
Alyssa.
Morn. Where are you?
She's
Tell
at the
us.
farm, I'll bet you.
Are you at the farm? So Joe says, when is your camping trip? Well, we have many. We've just got back from Tamworth. Before
were
that,
at
we were at
Woodford.
Woodford.
Yeah.
Last year, we took it out 10 times.
Amazingly,
The camper.
that's really difficult, isn't it? You know,
in 1
because
year.
you almost have to go every couple of weekends, and there's just not enough energy or enough time in life to be able to do it. If we can get away 5 or 6 times during
I'm
the year,
really impressed that we got away 10 times
10
with our
times.
camper last year.
That's some sort of record.
And often with friends, which is great. Camping with friends.
The other
is-
thing about it was that I was spending so much time trying to fix up the old camper that actually the weekends when we should have been going away, I was actually working on it at the house. So,
our
now we
next-
have a new one, we don't have to do that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure when our next camping trip is exactly, Joe, to answer your question, but we should have one coming up soon.
Sometime in
we
March.
lived in it for 16 days over the summer.
Jen Furlong might be able to tell you when our next camping trip is, because we
Yeah.
usually sort of tag along with those guys and the wonderful group of friends that we all have. So we may be going off somewhere. I think they're going off to Guruween today, actually. But
Hello to Claire. Hello, Claire Boyd.
Morning,
How are
Claire.
you? Claire's in the UK, so
in
it's
the
probably
UK.
nighttime.
What time is it there?
It's dark and it's winter.
Yeah, about midnight,
Oh,
isn't
somebody's giving us a thumbs up.
Be somewhere
Please
like
give us some love hearts. It's so nice when you see the love hearts
Floating
coming up
up.
the screen.
it? Okay. Jane
All right.
Younghusband.
Next story from Jane Younghusband. Go, Jane.
Okay, so went to Cobalt Gorge with friends one Easter. They put their tent a little further down the hill than us. We got a late afternoon storm and water started gushing down the hill. We all stood under a tiny tarp. Friends were unimpressed. It was her first and methinks last camping holiday with kids. I tried to jolly everyone along by singing the Quartermaster's Store, and all but one joined in. The storm passed over, as they
that
do,
one.
but a little interior storm hung over our poor friend. Not surprising, as their tent flooded badly and all their bedding got wet. The kids came in with us, and friends slept in their car. They left the next day. Oh dear, we felt sad for them. A fail for me. Usually my eyes are dim and I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me. Fixes everything. But
My eyes are dim. I cannot see. I have not brought my specs with me.
But you don't have
we're
to-
getting love hearts. Look, love hearts.
you don't need specs to feel the rain. And rain is a kind of constant thread
It's a
through
theme.
these
It's a
these
theme.
stories, and rightly so. I mean, really Queensland, probably the whole of Australia, but Queensland does rain in a way that very rarely found in other countries in the world.
Yes, we're thinking about our friends in North Queensland at the moment.
Yeah, who
are having terrible floods.
We had a neighbour for a number of years before the family moved away to the north side, and Sam was Sam. That's right.
I don't know what story you're going to tell yet.
The SES.
Colin.
I don't know why I thought Sam. Colin. He arrived in this country from South Africa, didn't have a job, was finding it difficult to find work. He was overqualified for just about everything. Brought his wife and his two daughters Beautiful daughters with him, away from the violence that was South Africa and still is, I believe. And he was struggling until he went to the Red Cross and he started volunteering there.
During the 2011 floods.
During the 2011 floods. And very soon they realised what a valuable man he was, and they put him in charge of various different things. And then he became state manager. Unbelievable. He went from being a volunteer within 6 months he became the state disaster manager. There's a wasp just going into there. That's going to go into our roof.
Oh dear.
I phoned him up one day and said, "How are you going, Colin?" And he said, "Oh, I'm going great." He said, "I've gone from being a volunteer to being the state disaster manager." He said, and it's amazing because in Australia, Australia is the cyclone capital of the world.
Really?
And in Australia, Queensland is the cyclone capital of Queensland. So basically, I'm now
capital of Australia.
So basically, I've gone from being a volunteer to being the state disaster manager for the worst place in the world for disasters. So, but he's still there, and I think
I think he's like the top guy now. I heard him interviewed on the radio just a couple of days ago, or maybe yesterday morning even.
Yeah.
About the flooding up around
north,
Townsville and Ingham and Cardwell. Hello to Dom, how are you?
Morning, Dom.
Claire in the UK says, "I'm curled up in bed listening."
Ah, you're very lucky. All right, should we do one more, or should we leave it at that for today?
No, let's keep reading. So thank you to Neil for that first one. Thank you to Jane for the very rainy water quartermaster store singing.
This one we resonate with really strongly. This is from Anne Poor, who's down in Victoria, and she's
a wonderful harpist.
She's a great harpist. The one and only time I went to Woodford, 1999 to 2000, we might have been there.
We were there.
The same storm. It bucketed down as I was putting my tent up. Needless to say, the only thing that stayed dry was my harp, because it never came out of the car. So I ended up sleeping in the car, station wagon, thankfully, for the entire festival. The harp balanced across the front seats, and the tent eventually got dried out on my return to Melbourne. Or there was the time I went to a medieval camping event. I got my tent up, then the rain came down. If it wasn't for the tent pegs holding the tent down, it would have floated away, given the amount of water flowing under the tent floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember there at that Woodford Folk Festival.
And we were in a similar situation because we had got all of our equipment in the car.
In the station wagon.
And all the food and all the rest of it that was in the back of the Falcon. And we were in the tent, and it was on a hillside like this. And we had, look, there's that moth going in there again. We had, we camped with our tent, and of course the floor is sewn into the tent. And when the rain came down, we didn't realise that the position of the tent meant that the rain was coming down and neatly running inside the floor. And we'd actually taken our futon to sleep on.
We didn't like blow up mattresses.
We didn't like blow up mattresses because we'd had a few kind of unfortunate incidents with blow up mattresses going down during the night.
Jen says that they were there too. Jen and Pete were at that Woodford, 99, 2000.
Anyway, I sort of turned over, first thing in the morning I woke up and I turned over and I thought, that's a strange feeling. And I looked down and my feet were in 4 inches of water because
little footmark.
Because the under part of the tent was of course waterproof, but it was holding all the water in. So our futon was soaked. It didn't dry out for 3 weeks, and we too ended up sleeping in the Falcon.
In the station wagon.
And we put all the food, which was in tins, in the tent, at the top end of the tent. And we slept with our equipment in the Falcon because otherwise we just would have ended up being soaked all the time.
It was a very wet mattress. You had a wet mattress too, Jen?
Yeah.
Because the futons are really good at soaking up water. We actually thought we could turn our futon into a mushroom growing farm. Our futon mattress. Anyway, the first line of the song, Millard Pop-Top, actually references that festival.
Yeah, it does.
So it's...
We were tired of camping in a swag, waking on a bumpy floor. Time for a change, we decided. Let's see what we can afford.
So that actually is talking about, we're tired of waking up in the tent. Not necessarily mentioning the rain in that line, but the rain was definitely part of our decision towards getting a camper because we wanted to get up off the ground, off where the rain was. All right, so Nicole is next in the stories for this morning. Thank you for your story, Nicole. Okay. And we loved your story too. That was just fantastic, especially since we were there. Pete and Jen were there.
Resonate strongly with that.
All right.
Nicole Ashman. My favourite story was when Peter, her husband, and I were doing long distance, and I travelled to Sydney to him for a camping weekend.
Well, this is before they were married. They were courting. Oh, we've got a helicopter.
Helicopter now. Go away. He'd taken care of buying and organising all the supplies and equipment. When we travelled about 3 hours from nowhere, we discovered that the pump for our air mattress had no car adapter. So I had to inflate a queen-size air mattress by mouth, while Peter built the fire and got our food cooked. I think I got the raw end of the deal. Cath laughs, she says, I reckon you did, but you still married the fella. And Nicole replies, what can I say? His camp cooking and my feeling faint due to oxygen deprivation may have clouded my judgment.
So this story is actually a little conversation with that punchline there. She married the fella who made her blow up a whole queen-sized air mattress by mouth.
Honestly.
His camp cooking must have been really good.
Really
Must have been
definitely.
Or something else. Or a combination of both, because you still married him. Amazing.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Nicole. We love that story. That's hilarious. And haven't we all been there? Haven't we all slept on an air mattress at one point? Oh. Even if you weren't camping, we've slept on a few in the front rooms of houses.
When we were touring, people would put us up in their houses, and sometimes
which is lovely. We love staying with people rather than motels and hotels.
In billets, but if they said to us, "We've got an air mattress for you," our hearts would quietly sink behind our smiles, because we knew that the likelihood was that whichever floor we were sleeping on top of on the air mattress was likely to be the surface we would remain on first thing in the morning once we woke up, because the air mattress would go down. Or else Cath would get onto the air mattress first and I would plonk myself on it and she would go boing.
Boing. Or then one of us would get up and the other would go poof. Jane, young husband is watching. Hello, Jane. We just read your story. Your camping disaster story of the very, very, very wet camp and the poor first-time campers who come with you.
Yeah, camping is not for the faint-hearted, especially not in far north Queensland, I have to say.
So we've read today we've read Neil's, Jane's, Anne's and Nicole's.
Yeah, I think we might leave the others for, or do you want to do just one more?
Let's do two more.
Okay, let's do two more.
So we've got Frances Rogers down in Tamworth.
Yeah, she lives in Tamworth. Yeah.
And hello, Menica. I see Menica's watching. Hi,
morning,
how are
Menica.
you? Good morning.
Good morning. So Frances Rogers says, I don't know if I can call this a disaster, but we went camping and forgot the blow-up apparatus for the blow-up bed, and our pillows, and the chairs. Lots of laughter. Cath says, oh yikes, did you blow up by mouth instead? See Nicole's story above. Fran says, no, just had a bad night's sleep. Fortunately, it was just one night. Needless to say, we have been very conscious of putting in the same bag going forward, so everything
in the same bag.
Yeah.
The blow-up apparatus. So this is another little theme that we've had here. We've had rain, we've had poo, we've had exploding fridges,
and collapsing
air mattresses, and forgotten blow-up apparatus. apparati.
Yeah.
Apparatuses? I don't know.
Okay. All right, one more then.
One more. This one's from Glennis.
Glennis Anderson. We were on a trip around Oz in a bus and camped in some remote spot in the northern part of West Australia. The shower was a corrugated iron surround with a door and had no roof. Unbeknown to me, a couple who were crossing Australia with camels had arrived while I was showering, and, oblivious to this fact, a camel popped its head into my shower from the roof. I just about died, and I thought I was hallucinating. The worst part was that it put its head down and grabbed my knickers that were hanging on a hook. Somewhere out there is a camel with my pair of sexy black knickers.
It's just a classic
That's
story,
hilarious.
Glennis.
Wouldn't you think, though, you'd look up and see this face coming at you. Am I dreaming? What did I eat? Oh my goodness. And then, what? You nicked my underwear?
Maybe it was the futon-grown mushrooms.
Oh, maybe.
It's caused
Maybe.
you to hallucinate.
Oh, that's very funny.
I love it that it took your knickers. That is just the best punchline.
Oh, dear. Oh, well,
Thank
there we
you.
go. Okay.
Oh, that's a contender because stories that make you laugh
Yeah.
are great.
Yeah. And it's different to the rain ones.
Yeah, a little bit different. There's
Yeah.
camels and knickers.
Okay, so are we going to schedule another...
We're going to schedule another little live stream where
When?
I don't know yet. We'll work that out
Okay.
at some point, and we'll put it as a Facebook event, and we'll try to let people know that way. But we'll do another Cuppa with Cath and Jay and collect some more camping stories.
Yeah.
So if you've got
Got 'em.
a camping story, we're saying camping disasters, but as we know, disasters are often opportunities for good things to happen.
Oh, bonding. People bond over disasters a lot
character
more
building,
Yes, that's right.
resourcefulness, creative problem
than... I
solving.
had a lot of character building with the
Your
Millard.
character is huge.
It's huge. In fact, there was a point when somebody said to me, "Oh, it's character building," and I said, "I think my character's built enough.
Nope, the universe says your character needs to go
Needs a
higher.
little bit more evolution, Jay."
Keep building it.
Keep
you
going.
can do it.
All right.
So yes, please share in the comments, or if you want to send us a personal message, direct message, tell us your stories, and we'll read them at the next live stream Cuppa on the veranda with Cath and Jay.
And we may or may not sing Millard Pop-Top 74 because it would be boring to do it every time.
But here is
But,
the CD that you will win for the best story. And if there's more than one story, we might have to make more than one winner.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many good stories already, and we've got a few more on our list to read yet. Please go and listen to this, to the single Millard Pop-Top 74. It's on all the digital platforms. It just came out. We need people to listen to it, stream
like
it,
it.
download it, and share it.
Share it.
Share it at least with one other person that you think might appreciate our story of camping. All right.
Living on country.
Oh, we're going to sing Living On Country again?
No, just the chorus. Living on country. You don't need to read that. Living on country.
This is Jay's new song.
On country.
I love this song.
No matter where we stand in this great big land, we're all living on country. And a beautiful country it is. All
Have
right.
a wonderful Wednesday, everybody.
See you next time.
We love you all. Thank you. Bye.